Hi. Good evening to everyone. As you can see, this is basically my very first video, and yeah, I mean, I've always believed that it's actually a good therapy to to verbalize or to actually write down how you feel. So I think, why not? I mean, why not try to at least verbalize in video things that, I have in my mind and I also have inside of my heart. Okay, so let me just introduce myself first. I'm Catherine, but people call me Cat for short. And I'm a mom, and I live in Manila, Philippines. I actually live in the southern part of Manila, which is Las Piñas City. And well, I am actually doing a home-based job for 2.5 years now, and I am an ESL or an English trainer in a really nice and great company that caters to Japanese professionals. Okay. So this is actually the reason why I would like to, do this video because home-based job is really fantastic, definitely. Okay, but there are also a lot of joys and pains in doing a home-based job, and this is through my experiences for almost 3 years of doing home-based job. I've came across a lot of the joys and pains of doing this. Of course, previously I came from a typical normal day job, and I do know that I could somehow do a comparison between it because I've experienced both. So let's begin. Okay, so of course, I would like to talk about first the joys of doing a home based job. Okay, of course, number one, the very first joy of doing a home based job is convenience. I mean, I'm telling you, there is really, a whole lot of, convenience when it comes to doing a home based job, especially if you live in Manila. Because the traffic situation in Manila is really bad. Very bad. I'm very sure that you've heard it somewhere that traffic in Manila is crazy. So this is something that a home base person do not experience, just like what I experience. I used to work in Makati. I used to work in Pasay in a call center in Pasay. Yes, and boy, I have experienced a lot of traffic myself. So this is one joys. This is one joy that I can share with you in doing a home-based job. It's really very convenient. Imagine you do not have to, you do not have to commute, ride the bus or the tricycle or the jeepney, and you can do everything in the comforts of your home. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is, I think one of the joys also is it's very economical. Because, of course, when you work in an office or when you travel, going to your, to your workplace, of course, it entails a lot of expenses, right? For example, of course, you have to spend for your bus fare, for your commuting. Second, of course, you have to spend for your food, like your lunch, your coffee, your snacks, and plus other things. So it's really quite expensive to, to work in an office, because you have to really, you have to budget your money, and you really have to set aside this budget on a monthly basis, right? So if let's say if you get 10,000 pesos on a bi-monthly schedule, okay, you set aside half of that for your overhead, and which means that's for your commuting, for your fare, and for your food budget. So, but okay, when you do a home-based job, you don't really have to spend for anything. Okay, you don't really have to set aside a budget for commuting and for food, because everything is already there. You don't have to leave. And I mean, if when during break times, or during your lunch or your snack time, all you need to do is just grab something in the kitchen, and there you go, you're satisfied. So yeah. uh, and I believe the number three joy of doing a home-based job is um, the freedom and flexibility. The freedom and flexibility. Okay, freedom. Why? Okay, because like in my case, I actually work on a flexi time. So I can open slots anytime I like, and at the same time I can close my slot whenever I'm busy or I feel like doing something else. So I really enjoy my freedom so much, as in so much. As a matter of fact, with this kind of job, I can even travel abroad. So that's how much freedom I get from doing a home-based job. Okay, remember, guys, you are a digital nomad, right? Okay, so I enjoy the freedom of taking my laptop, and going to another town or another province, or even in another country, and still work and earn money. So that's the freedom side, of doing a home-based job. Okay, and flexibility. Okay, well, just like what I mentioned a while ago, I actually work on a flexi time. So I have this, I have this freedom to just work whenever I want to, and rest whenever I feel like resting. So, and you don't really have to file any leave, or you don't really have to tell your boss that I'm gonna be absent for today because I don't feel like working, or I'm gonna do something else that's something personal or something. So yeah, so the freedom and the flexibility is really really great. And I believe the fourth joy of doing a home-based job is, of course, you get to spend so much time with your loved ones. Of course, your family and your relatives, and of course your friends. And at the same time, you also get to do things, or you get to focus on the things that you love doing, like your hobbies. Yes, so like in my case, apart from doing a home-based job, I also serve in our church, in the church ministry. And anytime that I need to do my services in church, or if anytime that I need to do something, whether it's family related, friends related, or church related, or Yeah, any or self-related. Okay. Yeah, I just get to spend it. I get to do it. And nobody can, nobody would tell me that I can't do it, or I can't because of time constraint. So those are actually the four major things, or the four major joys of doing a home-based job. Okay, so on my next video, okay, I'll be presenting to you, or I will be telling you this time the cons, or the pains, or the disadvantages of doing a home-based job. Okay, so if you have questions, or if you have some sort of a reaction, or any suggestion, okay, please feel free to tell me about it. Okay, all right, this is Kat, and I hope to talk and see you again soon. Goodbye.